I wish in my 20s I had knew these things that I'm about to tell you all. Now, if you're not in your 20s, this video still applies because I talk about some real things that I think is just important conversations for us to have. In this series, Makeup and Coffee Chats with Marlena, we sit and do our makeup together while we talk about real life topics. So today's topic are 8 things that I wish I had told myself when I was in my 20s. A lot of info to share on this one. I'm telling you all, I wish I had known some of this when I was younger. It would have saved me so much heartache. So the first thing I wish I knew when I was in my 20s is that being a people pleaser will always diminish your own personal happiness and peace. You all, I did not learn this one literally until I had hit my 40s. I am a recovering people pleaser. I have a whole nother video just on that topic alone, but I had spent a good part of my life thinking that it was my job to not rock the boat too much, to make sure that people didn't feel uncomfortable. Somehow felt a bit guilty if I did or said anything that would make people unhappy. I don't even know, you guys, where that came from. It took me so long to stop trying to make everyone else happy. You guys, I was so miserable for so long of not speaking my mind, of not living authentically, because I was trying so hard to do and be something that would make everyone else happy so that it wouldn't cause any tension. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm just like, I think it's because I'm just older now and I just don't have time or the energy to care. I'm like, I just don't give a shit, to be honest. And then after I became a mom is honestly when it became so eye-opening for me, you all, because my focus was so much on being there for my daughter that all of the petty BS of things that I used to focus on and making other people happy, I just didn't have time for. I physically could not, because I had to focus on making sure my daughter had a roof over her head, that she was fed, that she was happy, that her diaper was clean, all of this stuff. I just don't have the energy or time. So it almost became physically impossible for me to even keep up this trying to make everyone else happy. And in the process, you know what happened, you all? I became so much more at peace, happier, fulfilled. My life, it was like these dark glasses got taken off of my face when I stopped living my life for everyone else and lived it for myself and just made myself happy. Like, I don't give a shit what people think about me anymore. Even here online, it's like I'm in the public eye. I know why I'm here. I know that, you know, I want to do makeup and I want to inspire people and I want to teach people skills that'll help them feel beautiful and confident. I know what my mission is, and I'm so focused on that I don't care anymore. I have all the people that are most important to me. I'm set with that. I just wish I had known that in my 20s, you all. It literally would have saved me 20 years of frustration, heartache, doing things that I didn't really enjoy. And now I'm to the place where if I don't want to go hang out with someone or I don't want to go to an event or whatever, I just say I'm not gonna go. And I don't feel guilty anymore. And I had to get over this mindset of I'm a bitchy person. If I say that, if I'm just honest and say I don't want to go, that doesn't make me a bad person. So out of everything that I would tell myself when I was younger is do not do anything that doesn't make your soul happy. There's something to be said about when you're trying so hard to focus externally that you aren't really making yourself happy. It makes you insecure. Okay, second thing I wish I knew in my 20s is having a college degree does not automatically guarantee you success. So my degree is in music education. Some of you may not have known that. My old school peeps do. They were with me when I was still a teacher. I was under the impression that if you get a degree, then you are just automatically gonna get a good job, you're gonna be fulfilled. It's like we have these kind of life steps of if I do X, Y, and Z, I go to school, I go to college, I get a degree, then I get a good job, and then, you know, I get married or I get in a relationship and I have kids or fur babies or whatever, and I live a great life. And that's just not the reality. When I was a teacher, you all, I was more stressed, more miserable than any other time in my life because I just wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy at all. And so I wish I could go back in time and tell myself that, you know, you don't even have to have a college degree. And even if you do get a job that pays you really good, you may be so stressed out and miserable, it may not even be worth it anyways. The third thing I wish I had told myself in my 20s is if you don't take care of your health now in your 20s, you will regret it by the time you're in your 40s. And that's where I'm at now. I don't live an unhealthy life. Like, I don't drink hardly at all. I didn't even drink much until I got to my 30s. And even then it was just very socially, but before that I didn't drink at all. I don't do any sort of illegal drugs. I don't even like taking legal drugs if I can prevent it. So I actually don't live an unhealthy life. But stress level. After I started Makeup Geek, you guys know at the beginning of my journey, I had lost a bunch of weight and I had focused on my health hardcore. I was working with a trainer an hour every day, 5 days a week, was on a very strict diet and all that, and I lost 125 pounds. It took me 4 years to do that because I do not lose weight easily at all. That's a whole nother video that I will talk about later. As Makeup Geek took off and grew, I abandoned a lot of the things I was doing that were healthy. I still ate really well. I always eat vegetables and fruits. My diet isn't really awful, but I was not sleeping enough and I wasn't exercising. And fast forward to after I had my daughter when I was 39, 40, my health went to absolute crap, you guys. I wish that I had not let stress take over my life. I wish I had made sleep a priority. I wish I didn't work myself to the ground. I had sacrificed my health and well-being for my company. Now, did the company do well and take off? It did. But at the sake of me working so hard that my health took a plummet. And now where I'm at now is my doctors literally looked me in the eye this entire last year, you guys, and said, if you don't make your health and sleep priority, you are not going to make it to be in your 50s. And that was a huge eye-opener for me, you guys, because in my mind, I kept thinking, well, I eat healthy, I eat fruits, I eat vegetables. Yes, I'm heavy. Yes, I need to lose weight and all that. There's so much to be said about keeping stress levels down, meditating and praying. There's so much that goes into health besides just eating good or just exercising that I really wasn't focusing on. And now I'm paying the price for it. And if I could tell myself anything in my 20s, you guys, is please make health a priority. I know that your body won't really complain about it now, but I'm telling you, over time, you'll really start to feel it when you get to your 40s and such, and then it's irreversible. The fourth thing I would tell myself, and some people are not going to agree with me, but I want you to hear my story on this one. Money makes your life easier, but it does not make you happier. I have been on all ranges of financial spectrum. I've been dirt poor. Like right before I started Makeup Geek, you guys, I was sleeping on a blow-up mattress, had cardboard boxes as my furniture, and then this cheap card table from Walmart with the cheap flimsy chairs that when you'd sit in it, you were worried it was gonna collapse on you. That was the only furniture we had. Everything else was blow-up or cardboard boxes. And then for those of you who you may not know, I had a company, Makeup Geek, that did really, really well, it was a $22 million company, was featured in all of these different things. And, you know, financially, I was at a very different place than what I was right before I had started. And then I've been on the spectrum before and after that, everywhere in between of being somewhere in the middle and varying ranges. I don't know, I'm gonna get emotional about this. At the peak of my wealth, when I was considered a multimillionaire, I was the most unhappy, miserable, depressed, wanted to unlive herself person. And people would probably look on the outside thinking, well, you have all this money, your life should be easy, this and that. Was my life easier in the fact that I don't have to worry about putting food on the table and having a roof over my head? Absolutely. It was definitely easier in that. I had access to healthcare, all of those things. But the money, in a way, added so much stress to my life in that all of these people who were pretending to be my friends or basically surrounding themselves around me because they wanted to get something from me. And I was not prepared for that mentally, I think. I wasn't expecting to be surrounded by so many toxic people, and I won't get into the toxic part. We'll save that for another video. That money did not make me happy in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it stressed me out because now I'm worried about who's gonna try to rob me, who's gonna try to break in my house, which I did have some incidents with that. Who's gonna try to use me or pretend to be in my life because they want something financially from me, and that happens so much. And I was surrounded by so much toxicity, you guys, that I was absolutely miserable. Everyone thinks that the ultimate goal to happiness is to make the most money, and it's just not it. I swear to you guys, it is not it. There's a certain level of, yes, you need to have money to be comfortable and have your needs met, but anything outside of that, this whole bougie lifestyle, I'm gonna fly a private jet and I'm gonna this and that, it does not make you happier. The whole point of what I'm trying to say with all of this is, you guys, is don't let money be the sole source of your motivation for happiness. Happiness for me honestly came when I had my daughter, when I spent time with my family, when I go out in nature and go for walks, when I drive around listening to my 90s R&B hip hop with a cup of coffee in my hand and the breeze blowing through my hair. I am happy. I am blissfully happy. And all of the crap I bought, the purses and things that I bought because I thought those would make me happy when I got in this wealth, they sit in my closet. I mean, they're nice to look at. that. I'm not gonna say that, you know, they're not nice to have, but do they make me happy? Absolutely not. And I have so many regrets, you guys, wishing I could go back in time and do things differently because that money did not make me happier. It added just as much stress as it did ease of my life. So at the end of the day, you can be happy at all sorts of financial places in your life as long as you're doing things that make you happy and you surround yourself with people that bring happiness and joy and peace and all of the good things. It doesn't have to be solely centered around how much money you have in your bank account. The fifth thing that I wish I had known in my 20s is that you don't have to know your life purpose or passion right now. A lot of people, especially rich or famous people, don't even know what their passion or purpose is till they're in their 40s or 50s. So don't feel this pressure that you have to know what you're gonna do with the rest of your life. Things change. Like, look guys, I'm 43 and I'm on my third life right now. I'm on my third marriage. I'm on my third career. None of that was anything I expected in my 20s to happen. You never know where life is gonna take you. You don't have to have it all figured out in your 20s. If I could tell myself anything, it would be, you don't have to figure out like my life purpose right now. I have to figure it out or I'm gonna be too old and whatever. No, there's so many people that literally later in life ended up founding businesses or doing life-changing work and things, and they didn't start it until they were later in life, and that's okay. The sixth thing I would tell myself kind of goes along with the first one, and it's to no one can make you happy but yourself. So in the first step I said don't please everyone. Now it's like making yourself happy. A lot of people in their 20s, you know, they may like things that, you know, society tells you are not cool. Like you can't be into comic books, or you can't watch Star Wars, or you can't like to sit on Friday night and read. You need to go out and party and things like that. Like, no, do whatever makes you happy. Who cares about what friends are doing or what other people in your age bracket? Like, who cares? Do what makes you happy. Number 7 is a huge one, you guys. Feeling confident is a choice. It does not happen after you hit a certain number on the scale, or after you dye your hair whatever color, or after you get a certain job or make a certain amount of money. Confidence is a choice. And that took me a long time to realize too. I didn't learn that until I was in my 40s as well, because I have grown up my whole life struggling with weight and was made fun of a lot when I was a kid. And I thought my entire life that if I had just gotten thin enough that I would feel confident, that I would feel beautiful. And it wasn't until I got into my 30s, actually when I had started getting on social media and doing the YouTube videos, is when I really started to be internally confident and happy, because I was doing something I love. Makeup made me happy. It made me feel great about myself. It made me feel beautiful because it was artistic and it was something that I got to do that was like my artistic side. It wasn't just about like making my face pretty or whatever. I wish I knew in my 20s, you guys, that confidence was a choice, that it doesn't matter what people say about you. People called me fatty, piggy, whatever. I got all these names growing up, and I let that affect me for a really long time, and it affected my confidence until I had started getting older, and I was like, wait a minute, F them. Like, I'm amazing. I don't give a shit what they say about me. They can say whatever. It's not even about my weight. My nose is too big. My hair is not the right color, whatever. Everyone's gonna have something to say, and it's up to you to look inside yourself and know what you love about yourself. I love my eyes. I love my lips. I love my big butt that I got made fun of my whole life. I like it now. Write a list of all the things you love about yourself and focus on that. But I wish I could have told myself in my 20s that I didn't have to reach a certain number on the scale in order to feel confident, that I had to look inside myself and realize that I know internally that I'm an amazing person. I have all of these great qualities, and I feel really good about that and focus on that, and in turn be confident in myself. I put my mascara on and came back because you guys know how to put on mascara. Okay, so the 8th thing I wish I had told myself is getting older is a blessing. In my 20s, I used to look at people at my age now in my 40s, be like, oh, they're so old, and they, well, you know, what do they know? They're so out of touch or whatever. And for whatever reason in our 20s, that's the time where we like freak out about age the most. But I don't know about you guys, but at least me in my 40s, like, yeah, does some parts of aging suck? My back hurts, my knees creak when I get up. I don't feel my age other than that, but getting older is a blessing because not everyone gets to. And I realize now that I need to stop stressing out age. It's just a number. I'm not feeling this lip color at all. Let me grab a different one because this I'm not feeling. Getting old is a blessing. Not everyone gets to. It's nothing to fear. We're all gonna get old. And just because you get older, it doesn't mean that you're irrelevant anymore. It doesn't mean that you're not beautiful anymore. All these negative things that we think in our 20s, it's actually, I feel so much more confident and beautiful now than I did in my 20s, even though my body may not look exactly the same, because I'm just so much more confident in myself and I give less of a shit what other people think. And it just brings so much happiness and peace to my life. So for me, the 40s is my favorite. It's been my favorite decade so far. I'll let you guys know when I get to my 50s if that's even better or not. I don't know, but it's definitely better than 30s and way better than my 20s. So I promise you guys, hang in there. It gets better. That would be the other thing I tell myself, is it gets better. I promise. Let me zoom out so you guys can see. That's the look. That's the look there. I like that glitter. I know it's, I always say I'm gonna do like a simple neutral look, and then I just keep going and adding to it. It ends up being a little bit more glamorous than what I planned, but I still like this. Anyways, you guys, come back next week for another makeup video where we talk, we hang out, we do some makeup together. I'll list again everything in the description box below with details of how I did this look, so you know how to do this if you want to do it with me. Have a great week, you guys. Stay happy and healthy like always, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.